Hey there, how are you? What's up? Thanks so much for stopping by. If you happen to be new, my name is Dana. I would love if you guys decided to hang out some more. If you do, you can always hit the subscribe button. That way you're notified for any of my future videos. But let's go ahead and get into today's video. Originally, this was going to be a New Year's Eve makeup tutorial. Unfortunately, I don't think it will be up in time, so I'm just gonna call it, I guess, a glam makeup tutorial. I have not played with makeup in what feels like forever. I had family in town, and then if you do follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed that my account was hacked for, I think it was almost a week. It was like 5 days. Whoever hacked my account decided to delete everything from 2018 and 2019. That whole invasion of privacy was definitely super annoying. It just stressed me out just because, I don't know, it's like I didn't care that they deleted those photos because I still have them on my camera roll, but it was just that feeling of knowing that somebody was taking the time to go through and delete like picture by picture by picture. Whenever I looked at analytics afterwards, they had spent like, I don't know how many hours on Christmas Day. Like, why waste your Christmas deleting somebody else's pictures? I don't know. It was just weird and annoying. At the same time, it was kind of a blessing in disguise just because I had family in town and I just told myself, you know what? It's out of my hands right now. I can't do anything about it. I did the steps that I could with Instagram to try to like regain access. So once I did what I could do, I just put my phone aside, and honestly, I just left all social media for a few days. We had Keegan's grandma in town. She's 90. She's absolutely amazing. I loved having her here, as well as my in-laws, my sister-in-law and her boyfriend. So it was a really great Christmas. Unfortunately, my parents couldn't join us. It was my first time in 32 years of not having my parents on Christmas. It was hard, like, just because I'm such a family-oriented person and I'm an only child, so I feel like I'm extra close to my parents. So it definitely was tough, but either way, it was still great being surrounded by family members. So I just decided, you know what, just go ahead and put social media on the back burner and just enjoy the family time. So that is what I was doing. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm sure most of y'all were spending time with friends and family too. At least I hope you were. But wow, that was such a long intro. But like I said, I haven't been on here in a while. I just really missed the whole communication and just interactions with y'all. So I would love to hear whether you celebrate Christmas or not, just what you've been doing over the last week. If you've been hanging out with your friends and family, if you've been working, what have you been eating? What have you been reading? I want to hear from you. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this intro. I know, or the video. I know that intro was so long. I feel like I'm rusty, but let's do the damn thing. For my eyeshadow primer, I'm just going in with some of the J.Cat Beauty All About That Base eyeshadow primer in nude. They sell it like in a champagne tone as well. I think there is like a pearl and then maybe a slightly deeper shade. Okay, I need to go in and fix this eyebrow tail because I just completely wiped it off. For my eyeshadow look today, I decided I didn't want to do anything too warm tone, but I don't really like anything too cool on me either. So I think I'm gonna go in with a mixture just because I do want some sort of smoky glam in there for New Year's Eve, but I don't want to go full on black and silver. So I'm going to be using two different ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. We have Smoke Show as well as Going Coconuts. I've really been enjoying this palette lately. I just feel like it is a true neutral. While you do have some like shades that look warmer and cooler at the same time, I honestly feel like for the most part on my eyes, it really does pull as a true neutral eyeshadow palette. So I'm gonna start off here in this upper left corner, the shade called Shredded. In the pan, it looks like there's like very subtle shimmer in there, but on the eyes, it pretty much goes on fully matte, and it is the perfect brow bone shade and just kind of like all over color to set your lid primer. So I'm just gonna pack this all over. This is just a Sigma shader brush. It is the, wow, all of mine are so faded. That's either a 6 or an 8. I think it's an E60. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M504 today and then dipping into the shade Culotta. I'm just gonna take this and just blend it right through the crease and really pull it up. Just because I'm gonna go in with a deeper shade on the lower portion of my crease. So I really just wanna blow this color all over the eye. I'm taking a Sigma E25. I'm now going to go into the shade Nutty, which this is the deepest matte in the palette. And I'm going to concentrate this more right above the fold or hood in my eye and really just pack this color on. I really want to keep the majority of the opacity right in this area. And then whatever's remaining on the brush after packing it on, I'll just use that to kind of pull up just a tad bit. And then I can really start blending the edges. I'm actually trying out a new liquid liner. If you've been with me for a while, then you know I've been absolutely in love with the Profusion Super Fine Liquid Liner. The brand 𝗟𝗧 recently sent this one over. It's the I'm So Fly Liner Felt Tip. Yeah, just felt tip liquid liner. They sent one in dark brown as well as black. But I really like it just because the tip isn't quite as fine as the Profusion one, but it is a very like sturdy and firm tip. So it's really easy to go in and just create that nice little flick. So as you can see right now, I'm really just concentrating on the outer portion. I'm not gonna go all the way in quite yet, if at all, just because I know I do still want to go in with the shimmer on the actual lid. I'm going to dip into Cocoa Crush and just pat it all over. I don't really want to swipe. I want to keep the intensity of that metallic shade, so I'm really just gonna pack it on. Isn't that so beautiful? It's like the perfect, very light champagne color with just a little bit of peach. So if you're someone who doesn't like gold eyeshadow, this one would still be a great option just because it is a true neutral shade. I have one of the BAREMINERALS Sugar Twinkle. This is one of my favorite K-Beauty glitter shadows. This one is in the shade 4. And then I have Pixie Beauty Liquid Fairy Lights in Crystalline. I think we're just gonna do, let me swatch this one. This one looks like it has a little bit too much like blue in it. Yeah, that's pretty, but that's not quite the look that I want. So I think let's just go ahead and start off with the BAREMINERALS one because I don't think I've ever used this shade on camera. Ooh, see, it just needed something a little bit more. I really do love the applicator on this too, just because it's at a slant, so it just makes it really easy to stamp on right in that inner corner. So I'm not really gonna apply any of this to the darker portion of my eyeshadow, just really concentrating it more on the inner corner and just a little bit above the hood of my eye. Here is the Pot Beauty Black Dazzle. This one is definitely more of like a true black charcoal base with tons of silver glitter. So I think since this does have a darker base, we'll just apply a little bit of this one, kind of just at the halfway point, and pull it out. How did we go to, no, I'm not gonna do glitter, to having glitter all over my lid? But I love it. Now, since I'm doing full coverage, I think for my foundation and concealer, I'm just gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. Starting off with the shade Almond, I am going to apply this just right along the sides of my nose where I have that darkness. And this is the shade I'm going to use as my under eye concealer as well. I'm also gonna go in with some Golden Beige just here on the lower section, just everywhere around kind of the perimeter of my face. I'm going to leave the areas, like my under eye areas, for very last. I just like the finish more when I let the concealer sit for a little bit longer. And I do want a lot of coverage just on my under eyes. Everywhere else I don't mind, so I'm just going to drag the lighter shade out towards the deeper Golden Beige shade. And then I'm just slowly going to start to work my way upwards, still leaving right up against my under eye for last. I probably will go in with a sponge for that area just because I like the sharp flat side of the sponge. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with something other than ColourPop Coconut Beach just because I've been using that one like crazy. So I'm just gonna go in with BAREMINERALS Faux Tan. This is just their pressed one. This was the bronzer brush from the Wet n Wild Pac-Man collection. I love this brush for this bronzer. Just gonna add some warmth back into the skin. And then for my blush, I have not used NARS Orgasm in forever. This is honestly probably my least favorite NARS blush, but I feel like I haven't given it a chance in years. So I thought, why not? This is the SL Miss Glam Tapered Highlight Brush. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this blush, and I typically don't wear just like a traditional pink blush. I'm pretty much always a peachy apricot type of blush person, but I was like, you know what, why not just do a little bit of pink, kind of like a cute winter flush. I'm also going to mist my highlighter brush. This is just the Morphe M500. Kicking it old school, we're gonna go in with MAC Soft and Gentle. Just do a little bit of highlighting. Actually, you know what? I think I prefer this highlighter with the Anastasia highlighter brush. So let's just go in with a little bit of that. I don't know why it is taking me forever to decide on a lip. I know I want something really long wearing though, so I grabbed a whole bunch of the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. I could definitely play it safe with a nude, but I do want a bolder lip. I just think that's really pretty for New Year's. So I'm in between Founder, which is more of like a berry, but this shade looks really pretty, and I don't feel like I've worn Groundbreaker too often. I also really love the applicators on this just because it does have a firmer tip, so it's really easy to go in and create that outline. Okay, so the more that I look at this, I'm not crazy about that tone of red with these eyes. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of Maybelline Amazonian right on top. Here is the final look. Let me know what you guys think down below. I've missed you guys so much. I do apologize for that delay, but I think most of you guys would understand whenever family comes in town, especially when you don't have family or immediate family or just any sort of family that lives close by, it's just so nice when they're here to visit that you just want to suck in every last minute with them. So yeah, that is the explanation for my absence, as well as that whole hacking thing. It totally just had me down, but thank you so much for being patient with me. I hope you guys all have an amazing new year. I cannot believe we are rolling into 2020. That is just so insane. It sounds like futuristic even to say like 2020, what? I'm definitely that person that will be writing 2019 whenever signing things for the next year before I finally catch up. But that is all that I have for you guys today. As always, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already and you liked what you saw today, I would love if you guys subscribed. And yeah, that's it. So I will catch y'all next time. Bye.